What's up, everybody? In this video, we are going to learn about Wi-Fi and use some of the sample code provided by Arduino. You may have noticed in the Arduino IDE that there is an Examples tab. This code has been created by other coders and made available to you. One of the things about the Arduino community is that there are always snippets of code readily available for you to use. When you first started using your Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, you installed a board package. There were some libraries of code that were installed at the same time. These libraries included sample code. We are going to explore code written for the Wi-Fi S3 library. In the Arduino IDE, click File, Examples, Wi-Fi S3 Scan Networks. This will open a piece of code that scans for all of the available networks in your location. If you look at the code, you will see we are loading the Wi-Fi S3 library. Remember, when we load a library of code, it will give us access to any functions that have been written in the code. If we look at the sample code, there are various functions that appear. Status, firmware version, MAC address, scan networks, SSID, RSSI, and encryption type. For some of these, you may be able to guess what they do. For example, scan networks probably scans for available networks. Something like MAC address or RSSI might be unfamiliar terms to you. That's okay for now. Let's upload the code and see what happens. Click Upload and open the serial monitor. You should see that every 10 seconds, the code scans for available networks, prints out the name, signal strength, and encryption type. This isn't the most exciting Arduino sketch, but it does something that all devices that connect to Wi-Fi can do. It can find available networks, know the type of encryption, for example, are they public or private, and can test the signal strength. If you try this on your phone or computer, you should see a similar list, but it might have visualizations to show the signal strength. In the previous lessons, we looked at using AI to help us code. This is a good opportunity to look at using AI to help us understand the code in greater detail. Copy the contents of the Arduino sketch. Open a browser and load your selected AI tool. I'm using Claude. Prompt it with the following. Explain this code in detail. Paste the code below and submit the prompt. Great! The AI has broken the sketch into different sections. Some things to highlight. In the setup, the code has while, open parentheses, exclamation mark, serial, close parentheses, open and close, curly braces. What this does is creates an endless loop until a specific condition is met. In this case, there must be a serial port connection before the code progresses. If you continue reading, the sketch is essentially a diagnostic tool. It doesn't connect to any networks, but lists what is available. Let's try asking some other things. For example, the sketch lists the device MAC address. What's that? Let's find out. Reply to Claude with, what is a MAC address? The sketch used some sample functions that are part of the Wi-Fi S3 library. Let's see if Claude can tell us more information about the library and available functions. Reply to Claude with, can you tell me more about the Wi-Fi S3.h library? Awesome! Claude has provided us with information about the library. It has listed out some available functions. You will notice that the RSSI function gets the signal strength. It also gives us some sample code to connect to a Wi-Fi network. Last, Claude has identified two different Wi-Fi operating modes. You're probably most familiar with station mode. This is where we connect to an existing Wi-Fi network and can access all other devices connected to the network and the web. Access point mode is something you may not be familiar with, but have experienced when setting up an IoT device to connect to the web. When we create an access point, the device, in our case the Arduino, will create a network that we can connect to. We'll explore these topics in future lessons. At the end of this video, you should have a better understanding of the Wi-Fi S3 library and be able to scan for available networks.